Hello everybody, today is July 1st, 2024. That is crazy. I'm gonna do some analysis of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I think 9 different stocks. It's been a pretty choppy day. I think this week is gonna be choppy as well. It's a short week. Wednesday is a half day of trading, and Thursday, 4th of July, the market is gonna be closed. Anyways, this is not financial advice. Do your own research when you trade and make your own decisions. This is just educational, I guess, content. And if you see any utility on this, just drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Anyways, I am a swing trader, day trader. Sometimes I base my decisions on the 1 day chart, and my entries are based on different time frames. Normally, I go between the 1 minute and the 15 minute to 30 minute time frames. Anyways, let's start with AMD. I mentioned AMD, I believe, last week. If I see on my notes, maybe not. Yeah, I don't have it for last week. But anyways, I did enter AMD on a call on Thursday of last week. It was a call that I got in the beginning, in the middle of the trading day on Thursday, which is somewhere around here on this consolidation. And then I got out in the morning before 8 a.m. I think it was around 7:30 or so when I got out on Friday. So, and the reason why I got out, I didn't even look at the chart. I got out on somewhere in this area because my contracts were already up 98%. Normally I like to get out at 50%, but I actually thought, to be honest, that this was going to continue, not on this particular day, but the whole move was going to continue towards, getting rid of this consolidation that we see here. So I bought on Thursday, and then I got out on Friday, right before 8 a.m., 7:30 or so. There's where I got out. And again, my decision of getting out on this was because I was already almost 100%, and I was like, well, why not? Little that I knew, the price was gonna, I guess, reject the SMA 35, and now we're down almost 3% for the day, which is interesting. I do believe that we're still consolidating here, and I just noticed something. I think this consolidation might bring something interesting if we see this wedge right here. So that's interesting. I guess I'm just gonna keep an eye on AMD, and I don't have any interest to get in at any point right now, but maybe we might see something by the end of the week or probably next week. I'll follow up on this. I kind of like what I'm seeing here. But anyways, I added to my chart the EMA 200. It's also helpful in some instances. So anyways, AMD, keep an eye on it. I think still pretty weak. MACD and the TSI are pretty neutral. Same with the RSI. And for now, I would keep an eye on this level right here that keeps going between support and resistance, 161. That is what your eyes should be on. I just put this trend line right here, which is also a pretty interesting move if you want to think about it. But these are the two levels that I want to keep an eye on, 160 and 150. Definitely something I want to keep an eye. I have Best Buy. I did mention Best Buy a few times. I wish I would have made a video when I was taking a look at this pattern right here. What I was thinking was, well, now it broke this trend line, and now we're going up to 93 or whatever. And what I was thinking was the reversal, and it was pretty obvious here if you take a look at the MACD and the TSI. Also the RSI, it was already overbought. I did buy puts. I think it was either on Tuesday or early morning on Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday actually. So I got some puts on Wednesday, and they are printing right now My support level right now is the SMA 35, and I would probably get out of this. I tried to get out today, but Webull didn't execute. So I was like, I have some cushion on this. I can let them run. These are August puts, so I'm not too worried about them. But I think I'm gonna get out of them either tomorrow or Wednesday. Is gonna be a difficult day to get out of those puts. So, anyways, I did get some puts that are actually working out pretty nicely on Best Buy. That chart was pretty obvious. And what I like about this is that now we have a pretty, I guess, obvious area of resistance or support, I'm sorry, which is SMA 35. That is what I have for Best Buy. I'm just mentioning it because I have a position on this. One that I actually traded and I mentioned back on, when was this? On May, over a month ago. Wow, on May 21st or so, I mentioned a reversal here, and it did happen. I did buy puts right here. I sold them the next day. These puts were about 700%, but little that I knew this was going to continue going down. But normally my rule is 50% and I'm out. So I guess it has pros and cons. The reason why I sold was the SMA 35. To me, this looked more as a support level, and it did work as support for a few more days, and then it completely collapsed. Now we're under the EMA 200, and we are under the 61 support level. It did break a couple of levels right here. It broke 68 or 69, if you will, and 61. I think there might be an opportunity for a reversal, but I wouldn't do anything until I see the resistance level 61.20 broken. I like what I'm seeing on the MACD. I like what I'm seeing on the TSI and the RSI. These indicators are telling me that they're starting to curl and moving towards the signal lines. That is great, but I don't think it would be smart to get into any position until you get this level right here mounted, and then you might actually think about getting some calls, and then your next level of stress, I would say, is this resistance level at 69. But for now, I like what I'm seeing, but I'm not getting into it. This level right here, by the way, today was rejected pretty hard at 61.20. And let's take a look at this. Yeah, it actually hit this level and then completely went down. That's pretty cool. So it started the day pretty strong, hit 61.20. What do I have here? 61.18 or 20, let's say 61.20, and completely rejected and fell all the way down. So that's a pretty good level right there. Anyways, that's what I have for Celsius. Just keep an eye on this. This is something that I'm gonna be checking pretty much every day, I guess, until I see something more solid. But for now, it's just on a watch list. I got Disney. The reason why I am mentioning Disney is because I did mention Disney somewhere. I don't fucking know. I think around here, the end of May or something. My thesis was that if you actually see momentum going up, then you have an opportunity. But what I also was saying is the obvious problem that you have here. You had two gaps to fill, one to the bottom, one to the top. I think at one point I also mentioned that we might cover this gap before we actually do this. I've been checking Disney for a while anyways. I think my confirmation that this wasn't a good position to go long was when I saw a couple of people on X saying that this setup right here was perfect for a breakout towards 105 or whatnot, and that didn't make any sense to me. But anyways, it got rejected on the 102, which is one of my levels right here, which goes back, I don't know why this is cut right here, which goes back, we can say, to April of last year. and it's been ranging here. Now, between Friday and today, we had almost 4% down. Now this gap is, let's get rid of this. That gap was already filled. I think that the next level you have is 96, but this might actually continue considering how the MACD and the TSI are behaving right now. I don't think going long on Disney would be a good idea. I think, wow, your next level is 190, so you're probably on 89 or so. Anyways, you're under the AMA 200 that happened two trading days ago. You're obviously under now the EMA 20 and the EMA 9, and the EMA 35. That's interesting. I'm pretty bearish on Disney. So that's what I have on Disney. I'm just gonna keep an eye on this because there might be something nice going on. Just keep an eye on the 96 level, and if it breaks, it might bleed a little bit more. It's probably gonna bounce first, but I like what I'm seeing in Disney, believe it or not, to the downside. HPE, that's the next one that I have. Where is HPE? Right here. This is, I have puts on HPE. I bought them up here, somewhere around here, and believe it or not, they're flat. So even though it looked like a good entry, my puts are flat, and I was making this decision based on the MACD and the TSI and the fact that we were overbought. I think this is turning very resilient. I believe that if I don't see a continuation on a downtrend by the end of the week, these are August puts. I would probably, and if I am flat, I would have no problem selling them. Or obviously, if I'm red, I'm gonna sell them. But I do still believe that we still have a bearish thesis here. Best case scenario, you fill this gap, but I think we have to have a little bit more of a red. A couple of more red days, but we'll see. I think I'm gonna wait until the end of the week. I don't have much to read other than this candle here for HPE. I think the MACD and the TSI are losing a little bit of momentum, which is problematic at least for me because I have puts on this. But for now, I'm not too worried. Again, I'm flat on these things. These are puts that are gonna expire in about a month, so I do have time, and they are not decaying very fast at all. So. But I'm gonna keep an eye on this. I will probably make a video about HPE in a few days, if not next week. This is a short week, so I'm probably gonna have 2 more videos coming up, and that's about that. But yeah, I still think that we have room for the downside on HPE. Now I have Mara. Where Mara is? Here we are. I mentioned Mara last week, I believe, and I think a lot of people saw this nice consolidation right here in this triangle. In addition, you have the MACD, the TSI. They are not moving very dramatically, but this candle is telling you a huge or a big story right here, almost 14% up. I did day trade Mara today. I came out, I think it was at 60 something percent. I bought around here, and then I let it run, and I think I sold somewhere in this area right here. So it was, I didn't like the chop, and then it went down, which if you see this pattern right here was a little bit worrisome. It went down, and then it bounced up on the SMA 35, and it went up. Somewhere in this area I ended up selling. So, and then it kept going up, which was pretty nice. I think the next level that you want to see is this 22, let's say 23 level, and see how much momentum we mount this level right here. Now, the thing with Mara, as we all know, is the close relationship that you have with Bitcoin. I think that Bitcoin might actually have a continuation to the upside towards the 67,000. We'll see what happens. Right now we're at 63,000, 63.2. And I like what I see on the MACD and the TSI. Anyways, I didn't want to mention, I had no intentions, I guess, to mention Bitcoin, but the relationship with Mara is going to tell you definitely a story of what is going to happen here. Normally what we see on Mara is this like super dramatic pushes to the upside, and then it takes another dive. It's a difficult, I guess, name to trade because of how it behaves, and that's one of the reasons why I was out, because I was like, well, if tomorrow we get another red candle, I don't have a lot of time for to buy this yet. I would consider that my exit was a little bit rushed, considering that my calls were for August 9th, I believe. So I had a lot of time, or 5 weeks, to get out. But anyways, I got out. I'm happy with the return that I got. But I do believe that if we mount this level right here, and we get to move or retest this, there's definitely a lot of room to the upside. I don't have any levels right here right now, but anyways, that's what I got on Mara. It was a fun, quick trade, I guess, for today. So that's an example of me day trading. So yeah, I did get Mara early. I got out early as well, and I was green, which is what I care about. Somebody here in YouTube asked me for, I'm sorry, I forgot the name of the guy, to mention Nutanix, which is ticker name is NTNX. And whomever asked for this, thank you for asking. I'm more than happy to do an analysis when somebody asks for one of their stocks. So what I mentioned to him on the I guess comments was to keep an eye on the SMA 35. One thing that personally makes me a little bit uncomfortable when I see these kind of moves is to me it is kind of obvious to have a little red candle, just like a little cool down, and then a continuation. I think that this name still has a lot of room to go higher. I think if you hit this level right here where the gap starts, which is 63, well, let's say 63.20, you really have a lot of room, considering that there's low liquidity here. So this can keep running, definitely. The MACD and the TSI, this is what I was mentioning a couple of weeks ago or a week ago, they look great. So I would be cautious. I don't have a position on this because unfortunately this is not a very liquid name, and I trade options, so sometimes it's difficult to get out, but I love the setup and it worked out. I think I mentioned this. I was looking at this name back in the beginning of June, and what I liked was the MACD line and the TSI line moving very diverging from the signal line and then coming back in, and normally you see these kind of moves when this happens. The same was happening with the EMA. I added the EMA 200 today, and you can also see the relationship between the price action and this level right here. So it was also bouncing on the 200 EMA, and but it was also bouncing on this 52 level, which this was a great setup, and it's working out. It's definitely working out. So if you actually got this move, great. If you work with a broker that is has more liquidity and you got options, even better. Again, my resistance level right now is at SMA 35, and let's take a look at this, because this might tell us something here too. I have this. Let's go back a little bit. Okay, so you can consider this as a resistance area as well. Let's go higher. There. Yeah, so I like what I'm seeing here. We might have a little bit of a a rejection on the 35, on the EMA 35, we might, and then mount it and keep going up. I think there's a lot of momentum on this. There's the volume looks for this stock looks pretty high, and let's see the relationship of volume. And you know what? You have here a very good example of how this name behaves, which gives you several days on green candles, and then it cools down slowly. This name is pretty interesting. But then you have another one right here, and you see this in a lot of charts. My guess is, or I guess my warning on this is like, there might be a couple of red days, which is fine, and then a continuation to the upside. Then you can consider that those red days are retesting the SMA 35 and then moving up. That would be pretty healthy. I am bullish on this name for sure. So if you're watching this, I would be cautious. Don't bet your entire life on this. But anyways, it looks nice. It looks like you have this resistance level, which would be almost 60, and then you have the resistance level, which is the SMA 35. That's what I'm seeing here. I love this setup. It actually worked out very nicely. Another name that probably a lot of people have been following today is Tesla. Looking nice. So we are, I think when I mentioned Tesla last week, when was that? On the 25th, which was, I don't know when. I was talking about Tesla right on this area right here on Tuesday of last week. What I liked was breaking this triangle of this trend line and then mounting the EMA already up on the SMA 35, and now we actually went over the EMA 200. That's fantastic. Another thing that I mentioned that was important was mounting or going over the 200 psychological level on Tesla, where it happened today, and then we are over this resistance level of 206, which was also great. I think, and I wouldn't be surprised that we get a couple of red candles and then we keep moving up. I'm bullish on Tesla. I am biased on Tesla as well because I have my own investments on Tesla. But what I see on the chart is telling me that volume is coming up. You don't have a lot of liquidity on this area, which is also a good thing, at least up until, based upon this, 230, give or take, which is this resistance level as well. You don't have a lot of liquidity here. That's a good thing. So Tesla is looking good. I think I wouldn't be surprised if we get a few red candles and then we move up. I would prefer actually seeing that, so these indicators cool down a little bit, but I'm bullish on Tesla, at least towards 230. That's my price target right now, and then we can worry about the rest. So Tesla is looking good. It had a pretty good week as far as trading days since Tuesday when I mentioned this on X. But you had a nice breaks here. This is great. This looked pretty cool. That was a really cool setup. And let's check this ETF, XLF, which is financials basically, or the financial industry. What I like here is this consolidation. I think banks and whatnot have been doing pretty decent lately, so there might be an opportunity here just to see if there is a continuation or not. I just wanted to mention this because I'm starting to look into some ETFs, and industry is not doing too good. Then you have technology right here, which is pushing. I think it's a little bit extended, so we might get a little bit of a pullback at some point. Then you have energy sector, which looks okay, but we're talking about the financial sector. I think there might be an opportunity here. I'm just going to keep an eye on this. Sometimes it's easier, in my opinion, to trade ETFs, but sorry, excuse me, Jesus. For now, this is one of the many that I have on my I guess, short watch list. That's all I have for today. And if you have any more suggestions for tickets that you want me to take a look at or put levels on or discuss, let me know. But anyways, another video coming up tomorrow. Thank you. Bye bye.